And
What's
we
up?
are live. And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Dion.
What's going on, good people?
I sent the best signal out to other people, so hopefully they'll come through. But in the meantime, how you doing, Dion?
Good.
Okay. I'm kind of I kind of like really buckled down on my days off to really like put some content out on this channel other than the podcast. So
Okay.
yeah, I still got one more thing to put out, and I'm gonna do it right after this podcast, and then I will accomplish everything. So that's that's
So
good
you've
for me.
been busy.
Yeah, I've been keeping myself busy. I was supposed to go see Deadpool Wolverine today. Um, have you seen it?
Not yet.
Okay, I was supposed to go today, but after I did my laundry, because I had to do laundry real badly. After that, I
Mm.
was like, my body just said, "You going to sleep, nigga." And then, yeah, and then now I'm here. But other than that, I did everything I needed to do this weekend. So that's good. So without further ado, we're gonna start with a little bit of wrestling because SummerSlam is this Saturday, right?
Yep.
Okay. First of all, I think the card is a very fire card. This is a fire card. I see the matchups. But
Oh yeah.
before we get
Eh,
before we get before we get to the matches, I do want to talk about this because it's looking like Bobby Lashley and MVP are not going to be um, re-upping with WWE. And the funny thing about that, there's a lot of people that are sad about that, and there's also been like you've been hearing talks about Triple H being racist because of the way they've been doing Bobby Lashley and MVP lately, and also Tamina because Tamina is also I think she's also being let go or not re up on the contract, but she kind of already
Tamina has suffered for a whole other reason throughout the entirety of her career. There's a story attached to her dad. Remember?
yeah, and that's not. I hate that because that's not her fault.
I it it sucks, but that's
But I
uh,
understand that's why like Chris Benoit's son is not in the um, WWE now. Nor is I don't know if Brian Pillman Jr.'s son is going to be coming uh, coming to the main roster either because there's a lot of backstory. But I wanted to get your thoughts on that right there. Do you think that Triple H was racist? Because they was calling him
no,
racist, and also they was
no.
that Bianca Belair is not for some reason she's been not getting the run that a lot of people feel like she was getting. But I wanted your opinion,
You mean Jade or
Bianca Belair.
oh well I'm not really sure what to say about Bianca Belair and what they are or aren't doing with her. But as to your question about Triple H, no, he's not racist.
Okay, so why do you why do you think that you think well for one do you think that because I heard that MVP is going to try to rekindle the Hurt business, and you know the whole thing about that. A lot of people felt like the Hurt business was stopped too soon, and like they had so much potential, but yet Vince cut the short on there. And I think they're blaming Triple H on that one too.
That don't make sense to me. We
I,
all know we all know who was running things at that time, and you know we know who he really is. We're not gonna sit here and pretend. That's what we ain't gonna do. We're not going to pretend we don't know who Vince McMahon is.
Right. Okay. So
If anyone, to be blunt about it, if anyone was the racist one, it was his ass. But that's neither here nor there.
yeah.
My
Okay. So
my thing is if you pay attention to a lot of the people that Triple H tends to push and lean towards, yeah, you'll see him back to the some of the generic white wrestlers here and there, whatever. But a lot of the people that Triple H has personally put his stamp on has been black or Asian descent. moving Bianca Belair to the main roster, that was his call. Hell, um, Jade Cargill under his watch. If you want to talk recent, oh, what have you done for me lately type shit.
okay. All right. So I'm gonna knock a few of these out because I see where they're coming from with the whole racist thing, but again, I'm not going to point that to Triple H or Paul Levesque. But I will say this, and I'm gonna always say this: Tamina should have had a fucking championship run. I don't care how y'all feel. I don't care how people feel about Tamina, and I know she came through with the Diva era, and um, I feel like that's hurt her a bit. The
they
same way.
gave her they gave her that tag team title run with Natalia, which mm, was all right, but Tamina should have definitely gotten more.
I think honestly, like because she before Nia Jax, she was the biggest person there. She should have had at least one or two title runs. Like she'd have been, she to me, she'd been a great heel if they really put some time into her. But and I'm going to stay on that heel. Now, if the whole Jimmy Snooker thing was like I think we was talking about that, the whole Jimmy Snooker thing was that was the reason why she never got a push. That's kind of fucked up because they made her drop her last name anyway. Because she's just been going by Tamina for like a while. She hasn't been going by Tamina Snooker since that incident with Jimmy Superfly Snooker. So I'm gonna stay on that hill. That hell, if you can give, and I'm not saying she's a bad wrestler, but if Nikki Cross can get a fucking championship run as almost a superhero, you could have gave Tamina a fucking run.
I'm sorry, that was people running out of ideas. The Nikki Cross with the superhero get up.
That was Nikki
That was,
Cross. Yeah, she
yeah,
actually.
because everyone else ran out of goddamn ideas. I'm sorry, that was not. And then you supposed to be a superhero. How you a superhero doing heel shit? Make that make sense. She wasn't almost shit, but with they seem to be getting off to a decent start with how they're using her with the Wyatt Six.
It's the role she should have already been playing. Let's just say that because she definitely looked like the chick from the ring.
That's messed up.
She do. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but
I didn't. I'm not saying I disagree. It's just the fact you said it out loud.
yeah, she looked like the chick from the ring.
Oh shit.
But it fits her perfectly because she could play that crazy bitch like really well. Also, okay, when it comes to Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Business, yes, that faction shouldn't have been split up. But we also tend to forget Bobby Lashley did had a great championship run, in my opinion. and he also had a good United States title run, which was an intercontinental. No, he was a United States champion,
It was United States.
and he did that. And to me, he did that belt justice because no one has since then has really been defending the U.S. title like that. But Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley was always defending that title, and I think he did a wonderful job on that. So he had two great title runs. Could
Speaking of the United States title, I'm just gonna get this one off my chest. That belt is being wasted on Logan Paul. LA Knight has to win that match.
I
LA Knight has to save that title.
I disagree that it's been wasted on Logan Paul because Logan Paul has been defending the title, but I do agree that LA Knight should win that title. I think honestly, I think Logan Paul's been doing well. It's just that, and he's been a great heel about it. But I will admit that that LA Knight needs to win that title, and LA Knight needs a title run. So hopefully, like he'll win this title, and then like maybe even bump it up even more. So we get to that. So and as far as the Bobby Lashley MVP, I hope they do the hurt business. I don't know if Bobby Lashley's going to go to AEW or not, but I do hope they bring back the hurt business because I think we all know that faction shouldn't have been. And you had a bunch of great wrestlers on there, and then now you see what they did with the bloodline. You could have done with the fucking um, yeah. But I'm not going to call Triple H racist on that. And as far as Bianca Belair goes, as people forget that Bianca went through like 3 WrestleManias as champion, or like at least in the championship match. So Bianca Belair, they've
Ooh.
been is like I know like I don't know a lot of people liking her in the um tag titles for her and Jade Cargill, but obviously Jade Cargill is still green, which I've been saying for like the longest, and Bianca Belair has been helping her get through. So I think
I got Jay Cargill winning the next Women's Royal Rumble.
mm, we'll see.
If not her, if not her, probably Charlotte making her comeback.
We'll see. We'll see because they gave Tiffany Stratton the fucking Money in the Bank, and she was supposed to be my Royal Rumble winner, but I might have to change my opinion on that. But Jay Cargill's
I don't think they're gonna give her. What's gonna happen is Stratton is gonna go to WrestleMania as champion. That's what's gonna happen.
You think so?
Yes, they are making it a point to push Stratton.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
on the top of someone's to-do list because they
yeah, yeah.
that girl's got some big W's under her right now.
That's another question. That's another reason why people was called the Triple H racist because the way they've been pushing Tiffany Stratton. And but some I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like they always got to push
But but
pretty blonde. It's
but
just
my
like
next question is going to be uh, after Tiffany Stratton eventually cashes in.
after she catches in, who's going to be her opponent? Oh no, I think it's me.
Dion get lost in the stratosphere.
Oh, I thought it was me.
Okay, my phone goes into sleep mode and then it mutes me for some stupid reason. I'm sitting here talking, not even realizing you can't hear me.
Yo, I thought it was me. I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought it was me.
I I
No,
don't
I
I
heard you
don't
tell
understand
him
why
like
it
the
does that.
last
It's
part.
so stupid.
I heard you repeat back the last part he said before he went mute, and I was like, "Oh Lord, Dion got lost."
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying, regardless of who wins that particular championship match, Stratton is walking away with that belt.
Mm, okay. Um. Yeah. And yeah, people also had. Yeah, I want people to understand. Like as far as the Bianca Belair goes, she had a whole 3 years of being on top. Like she was looking like the black female John Cena at one point, and I say that as a good thing because you know she's that good. But I think her being under Jay Cargill is going to help Jay Cargill move along too, because I know they're really trying to push Jay Cargill. So um, other than that, I don't consider Triple H racist either because I just think he's trying to push his people that he's been trying to push. Like he's been trying to push DIY. DIY had his pop up career. He's been trying to push Sami Zayn, in which Sami Zayn, um, I like it his intercontinental run. I don't know if he's gonna lose to Braun Breaker, but I'm loving his intercontinental run right now. But yeah, I think yeah, Triple H is trying to push his people. Sadly, I don't think Bobby Lashley is one of his people, but at the same time, I'm sad to see Bobby Lashley go because I still never got the match I wanted, which was him and Brock Lesnar. Well, I got it, but I was disappointed because the match was bad. But
You
other
wanted
than that,
so you wanted a rematch between them.
yeah, with those stupid ass gimmicks and some shit like that. Isn't that you have someone like Brock Lesnar and then you have someone like Bobby Lashley? It should have been something that it was, as Stephen A. Smith
I
would say,
I
boxing.
wanted to see I wanted to see that one go to like uh a Hell in a Cell or some shit.
I wanted to see either a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam match, and I think they did promote for SummerSlam. So I kind of got what I wanted, but it was just so bad that it was just. This, I was disappointed. But yeah, I did want to yeah, I don't want to throw out the racist thing because I think Triple H has done so much for the product, and Shawn Michaels has done so much for NXT that if you're really looking at the NXT product is really good, especially with some of the wrestlers they have down there, especially some of the female wrestlers. The female wrestlers have really been putting on.
I
So
am loving Sol Ruka right now. To me, she has like the most like what the most spectacular finisher on that roster.
the front flip stunner or something like that.
She calls it the Soul Snatcher.
That's it. I like the finisher, but I feel like it's going to hurt her more than it hurts the opponents. You ever just see
Yeah,
finishes, but it's dope to look at. It's very dope to look at. It's like Athena's her finisher. I thought or
the Eclipse,
yeah the eclipse. Like first time I saw that, I said, "Oh my god!"
her tailbone, right?
Yeah. So you know, yeah, I just think Triple H is just pushing his people, and a lot of his people has been doing work. So uh, can't really say much.
Thing that
But
I want to the thing that I want to happen, I don't know if it will because one person I know Triple H tried real hard to push, but injuries and other bullshit happened was Samoa Joe. So I'd love to see Samoa Joe come back to WWE and go on a fucking rampage.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Like I agree,
Oh man,
but it would be dope to see.
if you do, I want him into the bloodline feud. I want him into the bloodline feud.
Like him becoming a member of the bloodline.
No, I just want him to bloodline feud and just fighting the blood. For some reason, I want Solo Sikoa and Samoa Joe to fight each other. I want to see two big ass Samoans just beat the shit out of each other. I feel like Big E, just big mean men slapping meat. Just I need. It's like the fact that you mentioned Samoa Joe. I said, "Ooh, I want to see him go against the Bloodline. I want to see
the
him
per- the
fight."
person, see the the match I want concerning a bloodline member. I want to see Otis and Jacob Fatu.
Hey man, Jacob Tu's been looking like a dog. So I mean,
Matter of
I
fact,
know.
no, not even Otis. Ivar versus Jacob Fatu.
You want to see two big ass dudes just do flips.
Exactly.
These big ass boys just doing flips and shit.
It's scary how fucking agile someone that size can be. And I'm half their size and can't do none of that shit.
I know that shit is amazing.
It's
That's
it makes me feel bad, honestly. I'm like, damn, I could have. Man, Rey Mysterio ain't but 20 pounds heavier than my ass. I could have been a luchador. The fuck?
shoot. You want shoot. That's the one wrestling style I stay away from. That luchador shit. That
Oh
shit.
yeah, they get hurt a lot.
Yeah, and it's hard work. That shit is hard work. You really got to.
It's literally like learning a martial art.
Yeah, like you got to be a master class motherfucker to pull off the luchador shit. And Rey Mysterio, I've always said Rey Mysterio make that shit look effortless. And he is like almost is he in his 50s?
He's like he's early 50s. I want to say he's like 52. I'm about to get a hold up. That's what Google's for. Give me a second. He's 49. He'll be 50. He turns 50 in December.
Okay, so I'm sort of right. He's 49. Still, like someone that age is doing all that is immaculate,
Right.
and still
But
able to capitalize a crowd. So
but that's what happens when you take care of yourself. You know, keep up with your diet, your exercise, your training or whatever. That's you know
you know,
injury history aside, because he has been as it comes with the territory with that wrestling style, he's been injured quite a few times. Injuries aside, that man has got to be like one of the healthiest people on earth.
I agree with you. Okay, so any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Nope.
Okay. But okay. With that being said, material life is in the house. How you doing, B?
Doing good and yourself?
I'm doing all right. I've been getting putting out all this content, so I've been
And I see you ain't playing no game.
yeah, when I get in, I tell myself when I get
I
in the
got
mode, I get in the
I
mode.
got to get back on your YouTube page.
Yeah, I gotta get
Cause
back on
I'm
too.
subscribed to you for some reason your shit don't pop up like other people I follow do. Like I gotta actively search for you even though I'm subscribed to you.
Yeah, I don't know. So
Well,
I
it
hate.
popped up for me.
Yeah, I'm glad it popped up for you. Um, Okay, yeah. Since then, I do want to talk about this because I just did a review on the Acolyte, and I don't know. Have y'all been hearing about the Star Wars, the little controversy behind Star Wars, or
Um,
that show, the Acolyte?
Mm-mm. I don't pay attention to Star Wars hard enough.
Okay, so but you know who Amanda Stenberg is, right?
I don't pay to Star Wars hard enough.
Oh no! Like she played, I think she played Rue in motherfucking Hunger Games. Little black girl to play Rue.
oh, okay. I think I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, and
You
but
might have to
anyway,
show a picture because I still don't know who you talking about. You talk Is she the only black girl that was like on Hunger Games? The one that was like, I guess she was walking through with the other girl and then they ended up killing her, or no?
I believe
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's her. That's her. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know who you talking about.
Yeah, okay. Now she's in a new show, basically, that just kind of dropped. It's called The Acolyte, and it's gotten terrible reviews. And
Oof.
as someone who's watched it, I will say this: it's very boring. I've binge watched all 8 episodes. It's a very boring show, but she and they got a lot of lore wrong that I can't really get into because I'm not a big Star Wars fan. So from a casual standpoint, I thought it was pretty boring. But it seems like she was getting mad at the Star Wars fans for the way they was coming at her. She made a diss track to the fans, but also, she kind of blamed misogyny. I think she was kind of going through the whole misogyny point that, or they don't want to see a female black lead in some of these roles. So I wanted your opinion on that if y'all knew about that.
Wait,
No,
do you have a
if it weren't for female black leads, she wouldn't have a spot in nothing. So, well, the whole reason she's even able to get into the game is because of women like, oh, I don't know, Taraji P Henson, Viola Davis, Angela Bassett, yeah, just to name a small handful.
wait? Hold on, I'm confused. Wait, say that again. Like, no, not you, but like, what was she saying about the female black lead? Because I'm kind of confused now. I thought she was saying they don't want to see a female black lead. So, hold
But let me just find what I need to find, just so. There we go. I think I found something. Okay, let me share the screen. Can y'all see the screen?
From
Yeah.
several centered on the
on.
High Republic that if you're new Instagram that caused great damage to the Walt Disney Company and their image, especially when promoting the Acolyte series. But that's not all. Things began to get even worse. Now, what's interesting about this, moving ahead, has a lot more to do with Amanda Stenberg attacking the fans yet again in the wake of everything that has been going on behind the scenes at Lucasfilm. Let's discuss. We already know that the Acolyte episode 8 is a colossal failure, not just because of the terrible writing, the storytelling, the execution, the acting, the cinematography, even in the last episode, was just kind of uninspiring. But what's interesting about that also has to do with the fact that they shoehorned Darth Plagueis in there, Yoda, that made things a lot worse, right? We already know about that, that this really kind of devalued the characters. It makes Yoda look pathetic in the show. However, this is where things begin to get intense when it involves Amanda Stenberg yet again going into that damage control and double down mode about her view of the fans. Let's get into this. Now, on top of everything here, with both Leslie Headland and Kathleen Kennedy endlessly defending The Acolyte after its colossal failure on Disney+, one major development now has more to do with Amanda Stenberg and her recent attack
I
on
think
fans
it's looping
after
right there.
Lucasfilm.
Say again.
It's it's just going in a loop.
It's going in a loop.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
just
like
was
it's just
saying it. He
repeating.
was supposed to be showing us a video of her saying it.
Hold on.
From several Star Wars projects centered on the High Republic that created much divide between Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Company. Now, Stenberg delivered the following. As one who likes to consider myself non-binary and part of the LGBTQ community, I couldn't be more proud over what Leslie and Kathy put together to really evolve beyond what George Lucas built over 40 plus years ago. Of course, we are still dealing with criticism, but as of late, after we took a closer look at the loud minority that reject powerful female roles in this industry, and especially in The Acolyte, I still stand by my opinion that those inflammatory comments are a larger group than we originally thought, but they are still falling within the minority and a small margin of Disney's core customer base. And I know I keep saying this, but I have no comment on season 2, and I have no reason to go into that subject right now and absolutely refuse to. But typically, when you have a production like The Acolyte that supports women, that supports LGBTQ, and truly addresses the growing issues with sexism, it's absolutely disgusting behavior to see so many males that fall into that toxic demographic, that remain opposed to that message and to that important delivery. And it's something that we all expected going into the story, that we would get such a response. Star Wars is a community, but there is and always will be a toxic side to it. Kathy and Leslie's mission was to find a way to just ignore them and to focus on what they wanted to do. And I was all for that, baby. It was a dream come true to finally have characters associated with LGBTQ and even the majority of the cast that comes from that background. Myself and
Ooh,
Sean
see,
that, and the toxic fans will never understand Star Wars at the end of the day, because what they don't realize is that those inflammatory comments give studios the strong impression on how their product is doing. I put full blame on both toxic fans that reject LGBTQ and even the studios that fall for the false narrative that their loud voices equal a majority of fans. So, guys, let me just pause here before.
Okay. Just so you know, like right, if you looked at the Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score got like a 14%, and I didn't even know she was non-binary. She considers herself non-binary, but the producer, which is this lady right here, um, she's obviously part of the LGBTQ, and her wife is like one of the actors that was on the show. But yeah, she's basically doubling down and blaming the toxic, quote unquote, toxic fans. So I wanted to get your thoughts. Dion, you seem like you were about to say something about it.
this delves into something I was thinking about that actually came to my mind thinking about in part due to what's her name? Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
So everyone talks about how how bad the WNBA's been doing for the past like how many years, right?
right.
And now here comes this girl who's complete opposite of what you typically see in the WNBA in every aspect, and everyone loses their fucking minds. Even like the players are going crazy because of how they act toward her. You get where I'm going with that part, right?
Yeah, I get what you're going.
So I'm gonna say this, and this isn't to like upset anyone or anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think what we have here for one, everything she said was just stupid. It's when people do things like what she's doing and saying in her posts and whatnot. You wonder why you're not being taken seriously. That's why. Because people doing and saying things like that, and what is she lashing out for? She could have just sat back and just not reacted to it, not responded. Look, it was a bad movie. It was a shitty project. You got to check out of it regardless. Leave it alone. You know, there was no need to blow this up. And then the other thing, and this is to the entertainment industry in general, whether it's sports or anything else. That's why I brought up Caitlin Clark. Um, there is such a I get inclusivity. I get wanting to make sure you're seen and represented a certain way and things of that nature. But there is such a thing as oversaturation, right? You, I don't, I have nothing against, you know, anyone of any, sexuality, lifestyle, or whatever. But you don't need to pie face us with a gay character, a trans character, anyone in the LGBT category. You don't have to force feed us that in every project. I think that's one of the issues that people are having. It's not that folk have a problem with y'all. It's just it is one of those things you get tired of. It's just like, okay, we get it. Someone's gonna hear that and be angry, but let's be real. Part of it also has to do with just a lot of them just because people are trying to appease this community so hard. They're throwing these characters in there, and then the characters are done so poorly. Hell, this girl just suffered from prime example of that from what people are saying about the acolyte. So what can you do? Again, she should have just, you know, been happy with the fact she got a check for it, regardless of how bad of a project it might have been, and just kept it moving.
Is that it, Dia?
Yeah, just this was unnecessary on her part.
Okay. B, how you feel about it?
So the way I feel about it is I understand her reasoning behind doing it because clearly she feels unheard. She feels like um, she don't have a space in her mind. There's not enough spaces. Um, and I understand their whole concept, and but I don't think the way she's going about it is great. But it's doing what it's supposed to do. Honestly speaking, because I never even heard of this show. So, like they say, all like bad, bad, or what they say, bad. Bad advertising is not like what is. I don't remember how they say it, like
Oh, you're thinking of the saying, "There's no such thing as bad publicity."
yeah, that. because clearly I never even heard of the show. Mm,
because it's
didn't
some
even know this
trash.
show existed until just now. So clearly, if she didn't create this stir, this like negative press, this whole like going back and forth with like the audience and like the fans and like this and that, people still wouldn't have heard this show unless you are a Star Wars Trekkie or something like that. Then you're probably focused on, oh, there's something going to be in regards to Star Wars the show. That's great. So that's nice. But I also have to, yeah, people also have to remember in black spaces, um, they tend to always give them one season to be great. Whereas, like, let's be honest, there's several shows. Like, I think even Game of Thrones, like that first season wasn't as great as their second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever season, however much seasons it was. But in black spaces, your first season you have to be great. You can't just be regular. Your season can't just be a little bit boring. It has to stand out versus like other seasons where they can be boring. They give them another try. The next year gets better, and the next year it gets even better. Like, let's be honest, Walking Dead is catchy, but The Walking Dead towards like you know 2 or 3 seasons before it ended was definitely better, and each season it got better and better. So she probably feels as if like everyone's keep bashing the fact that it's not what they expected. Yes, it's not going to be what you expected because it's not being written by in the aspect of what you was expecting. It's been written in the aspect for people of her kind, the ones that feel like they this LGBT community. So it's not being written for like regular Star Treks. It's been written for people in the LGBT community to see people of their kind, I guess, on TV or whatever the case may be, and something they can relate to. And so she feels like people are listening to all the negatives over the fact is like, there's some positives there. I didn't watch the show. I'm probably not gonna watch the show because it's just not my type of my. But the thing is, when I see it, I feel like it gives me, Dune.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me Dune aspects. Like it gives me that same concept of like, how Dune is, like the one with and it probably is probably not selling or not being viewed or whatever the case may be because of the actors. Like, to be honest, Dune is a terrible movie. Like, it's horrible. But for some odd reason, I keep watching them every time they bring another season out. Like another, not season, but another, part two or whatever. I still keep going back and watching it. I don't even know why. Because it's a really terrible movie. But for some, I don't know if it's because it's, what's her name? The freaking the little girl.
Zendaya.
Not little. What? Who's the opposite of Kiki Palmer?
Zendaya.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if it's because it's Zendaya. That's why I
Wait,
keep going
why?
back. Huh?
Did you say the opposite to Kiki Palmer?
I think she meant by skin tone because I'm about skin tone.
Yeah, but like, like Kiki Palmer is an amazing actor. Zendaya is an amazing actor. But like, if the opposite of Kiki Palmer is Zendaya. Like Zendaya, for some reason, she's sells, but Kiki Palmer, like, let's be honest, she's a really good actor. But people go with Zendaya, but let's be honest, Kiki Palmer is still definitely top tier, and everyone knows that. Like the opposite of Kiki Palmer is Zendaya. Like, no offense, but it's the truth. Um, so I think that's probably the reason why I watch it. But like, probably if she was doing more instead of politicking and like I guess advertising or showing good aspects of what the movie is. Other than that, but I'm not a Trekkie. Like I've seen one or two Star Wars movies, and they were really good too. but I'm just not that. Like,
And Trekkies are Star Trek fans, not Star Wars fans, by the way.
And,
to me, they
and
all
this
the
was
same.
a point. She is not big into that sci-fi shit.
Yeah, to me, they're all the same. Like Star Wars, Star Trek, child.
Oh, you get jumped for saying that.
Yo, B,
Some of them,
you are definitely a mother. I will say that. My mom.
Yeah,
This is
well,
random. This is a random
what
story. My mom, she called Nikes Chuck Taylors, even though they're not Chuck Taylors. And then she go, whatever, they all the same to me.
they are. Like, I know I'm probably gonna, y'all really gonna feel some type of way as I say wrestling, like WWE, WWF, all them. You know, like it's the same concept. Like we just gonna stick with it's the same concept. Like it's all feels like it's outer space and weird and this and that and like all sorts of people. So, but I feel like I understand her reasoning for doing it, and she feels like she's fighting so season two can come back alive and like she can get the opportunity to continue to pay her bills. But like her way of doing it
it's shitty.
might not work. Like no offense to like the LGBTQ community, but like people are shifting. Like we just don't want to see sexuality like that heavy on television. It's not even just two men kissing each other or two females or like having sex. We just don't want to see all that on TV. Like we want to be able to go to the movie and watch a movie. Like there might be a little scene, but it don't be too much. Like like where you feel like you in it, like you low key watching porn in the movie. Like you don't want all that. Like so I don't know. I probably should watch some episodes to see if it's a good show or not. But I don't think she's hit the caliber in her career to be, I guess, blaming the fans. Like you still fresh, girl. Stay at your level. Like you can do bad advertisement and say, Rodney, you feel like because at the end of the day, you could use the whole Tyler Perry, that movie he just did with Megan Good, that scored 0 on Rotten Tomatoes, whatever.
Yeah, that shit
But
bomb.
it still sold a lot of money. So regardless of what, people are still watching it. You could have used that analogy, but like the whole saying, like these at the end of the day, it's still regardless of what the people who's watching that show is still that fan base. It ain't the LGBTQ community. Like it's really that fan base. So as long as you figure out a way to appease them, you'll probably be more winning. Like you're probably on a winning streak to think that you're gonna like get your LGBTQ community to like back you up. They're not watching that. Like you might get a couple, but they definitely ain't gonna be at the theaters or like heavy on the screen. And definitely ain't getting a Disney Channel like subscription to go watch that.
Okay. Um, for if you do plan on watching it, I'm just gonna tell you right now. Only thing that's worth watching is the fight scene. Um, they have people in there that they was promoting. This is like the first boo boo. They have the person they promoted the most dies in the first 15 minutes of the show. And there's 8 episodes. This person dies in episode 1. And you know who they
What?
chose? Yeah. And you know who they chose and who was like the biggest promoting thing throughout the whole thing? Trinity, the lady that played Trinity in the Matrix. She was a Jedi. I'm spoiling shit. She was a Jedi.
It
And
don't matter. I wasn't planning on watching it.
yeah, but like I didn't know that going in. When I first saw it, I said, "Oh shit, it's Trinity from motherfucking Matrix." And I'm gonna be honest with you, she was badass. And then she dies.
Ray,
I said,
I'm telling you are a true video person.
"Oh
Cause
yeah, big old movie, but I got a degree in film,
I
so
you just said Trinity on I've seen the Matrix and I don't even know who you're talking about.
the
But
white girl, the white girl that did the kick, she do the kick.
but
The
because you
the
like
one
movies,
the one that
because
hooked up with Neo.
The one that hooked up with Neo.
Uh-huh. I feel like he had a different like. Is that the one he went like you talking about the most recent one? He went back down to Earth, or was it?
No, she
Never
was in.
mind. Proceed. Proceed. We're
She
wasting
was in.
time.
She was in all the
Mhm.
movies. She was the one that did the kick thing, and then they did the camera switch around and all that other stuff. And
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, she was. Yeah, everybody loves. She was. All the dudes love Trinity. Anyway,
Mhm.
the LGBT shit. It's really not prevalent. It's just that, let's just say the main character's mothers don't have a father. They have two mothers that one created and one imagined, and that's how they was born. I'm not shitting you. That's how they was conceived.
So
Um,
two women reproduced and created a baby.
yeah, yeah. It's just like one created it, the other one imagined. The one created it, the other one imagined it because they used the force to create the baby, and they're a bunch of lesbian people.
What did I just say about them characters being written horribly?
Yeah, it was written. Yeah, the show was written horribly, but even
Mm.
inside the LGBT shit, and
So,
I'm
so their cancellation of men is that's the whole thing. It's the cancellation of men because if two women created a baby, there's no need for a man.
like they come from a tribe of witches that is all women. So
Hmm.
that's it. But even then, that didn't even bother me. I didn't even care about that. I was like, all right, we get to. They had the guy from Squid Game, the main actor from Squid Games. He learned English. Now the English is like very Asian-y. You know how Asian people speak broken English. It's a lot of that, but he is still the best actor in that whole show. With that being said, and he barely speaks English. That is also telling you something. Um, but even beside that, even besides the LGBT stuff, because I didn't even really care about that, nor I really picked up on it. The writing is bad. The storytelling is bad. There's a lot of contradictions in that show. It's just bad. The pacing is god awfully slow. The main characters are wishy washy as fuck, and that's one of my biggest pet peeves is you being wishy washy about things, and it annoyed the fuck out of me. Um, and like I said, I'm not even big on Star Wars lore like that. But even then, I had questioned a lot of the decisions that was done in the show. And it left me having more questions than answers. So, and that's the worst thing. And I feel like her just blaming it on toxic fans is that her being a scapegoat, in which people are saying no, it's just a badly written show, and you kind of like got to eat that is a badly written show. And I feel like, which is another thing, a lot of these new actors they cannot promote for shit. Like, like they can't promote for shit. It's just like they're very very bad at promoting. And I understand like you put your work in, but even then, I've seen great actors promote bad movies well, where it's just like they know the movie sucks, but I'm going to get as much as I can out of it. Like
But it's
some,
not really the actors that
oh,
can't promote for anything. It's really the production companies because let's be honest, they didn't promote. They don't promote now. The only reason why we kind of know that a Denzel movie is coming out is not because of Denzel. It's like somebody might make a video and be like, "Oh, Denzel," like, and then that's when you know.
oh Denzel's. I think he's Caesar. I think he's playing
Yeah,
Caesar.
I didn't even know that movie was even in existence
Yeah,
because the thing is, people are production companies back then are so accustomed to commercials with everybody owning like having a streaming package. Commercials is like rare. Like it's so rare to see commercials unless you're like on like your cell phone on Instagram and an ad might pop up on Instagram.
yo,
Or
you know what's funny you say about that? You know who does it the old school way and it still kind of works? Will Smith, because that's how he promoted Bad Boys 4. He did it the old school way, and yet everybody did go and watch it. So yeah,
What
you
was
have
that? What did he do?
he went on promo tours. He went on radio shows. He went on. He used honestly he used YouTube. He did interviews. He did the TV interviews. He did the radio interviews. He did the YouTube interviews. I saw Will Smith and Marlon Lawrence everywhere promoting
Yeah,
that.
I mean, the only time I seen the whole thing where he got, I guess he went to the movies and watched it also, like in a
Yeah,
random movie theater with everybody, and it was just like in shock. And I still didn't go watch it, which is so sad because I really wanted to go see it, and I still didn't even go see it.
no, no.
But
With
I
Will
heard it was
Smith,
really good. I heard it was a really good.
yeah, it's really good. And I will say that when Will Smith promotes a movie, he promotes a movie. You're going to
Yeah, because
yeah.
it's his money on the line, so he has to like. A lot of these people, when it's not their money on the line, like they're not promoting hard. It's like they already got paid. There's a lot of actors, a lot of people are accustomed to like, doing what the production company might send them out to do. But the places they go on the interviews don't work no more. Like, to be honest, the shade room is really is really selling a lot of these people albums, a lot of these people's like movies, because ET is also selling a lot of people these people things because white people love ET, and black people love the shade room. Um, so those two places, like, you really have to put your stuff, like, you really have to be on your social media, like all these blog sites, all these YouTubers, like Kevin Hart. Let's be honest, him hanging out with Kai Cenat, like he went to go hang out with Kai Cenat and brought his alcohol bottle there 2 times and barely drank any of it. But let's be honest, Kai Cenat page, his streaming platform is a big one. So it was all over. And then even with him hanging out with Drewski and Kai, like, and then he's getting ready to go on tour. It's like, yeah, like people now, like a lot of these older celebrities are struggling. So they need these new influencers to really like, put their stuff out there because the old ways don't work no more. Like, you got to go a little bit harder now, which is sad, but it's true.
Okay. All right. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
I think I think all there really is to what you were saying, just how vastly the entertainment landscape has shifted.
Yeah.
Who would have
Go ahead, B.
who would have thought streaming would have taken over the world? Like, who would have thought like cable would not be of a thing? Like, who would have thought Blockbuster would have been shut down for Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus?
Yeah,
It's
Netflix.
because you gave people an option where they ain't got to leave their house.
Yeah. But like cable, you didn't have to leave your house either. You had DVR or whatever the case, but to the point where we spending more. Like, cable's still expensive. Because I was getting tired of streaming because I was like, bro, this is starting to get a little bit pricey. Like all these
Man,
different streaming services.
and then it's funny you say that because some of these streaming services, like you can watch live TV.
Yeah, but you can't see all live channels. Like some places you have to get the streaming. Like you can't see all of BT on certain live networks and stuff. You can't see all of
I
ABC.
don't give a damn about BET. I don't think anyone cares about BET no more. But
I don't. I'm not talking about that. But I'm just saying, not all of the stream. Like not everything that's like
I'm
what
talking
we
about
used to have
watching
on
something
cable.
important.
Like what we used to have on cable, it's like some places you still have to get a stream package just to see what we consider what basic on the cable service. And I'm just like, bruh, really? Like I gotta pay extra for this? I was like, cable
But
ain't
it's
even
still cheaper
and
than
cable
what you're
expensive.
paying for the cable most of the time.
No, cable's still expensive. For how much advertisement you done got, it's still expensive, which don't make no sense. Like how I got all this ad and it ain't able to balance off this cable bill. Like I should be getting a discount on cable because y'all have so many ads.
Hey,
But that thing
corporate
said
greed,
almost $200 for some cable. I said, oh hell no. I'll stick
almost
with
$200.
I'll stick with the streaming for some base. I'll continue with Netflix and Hulu. I was like, that's crazy. Like I can't even fast forward on unless I get DVR on these ads. So it's like, bro, y'all wow for that.
Wow. Oh, okay. Um, all right. Now, keeping into the other part, we're going to be looking at how do y'all feel about Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom?
My only question is, how are they going to pull this off story wise?
I mean, Tony Stark.
That's my. I have nothing. Robert Downey Jr. is easily one of the best actors in the game right now. I'm just concerned how they're going to pull that off story wise. I'm sure he's going to play an excellent Doctor Doom. I'm just again, if something tells me things are going to get weird and fucked up story wise, and they're about to butcher a good villain.
Do you think they're going to butcher a good villain?
If they don't do this story right, they're going to end up butchering a good villain.
Interesting take.
If you know what Doctor Doom is about and the shit he's done in the comic books, you'll understand why I say that.
Oh, Doctor Doom is a motherfucking savage.
It, if my count is correct, Doctor Doom has successfully taken over the world twice.
That man ripped Thanos out. I think he ripped his spine out like it's nothing. I think I seen that comic. And, and Doom, Doom is Doom. But do you feel like Robert Downey Jr. is going to do a good job or no?
We saw what he did as Iron Man, not to mention all the other stuff he's done in between the Disney projects.
I do like his Sherlock Holmes. I think
Sherlock Holmes was amazing.
yeah, I think Sherlock. A lot of people don't talk about Sherlock Holmes. I think that was great, very underrated. So, but someone asked me this too. It was just like how he's going to pull it off. I was like, probably just if Michael B. Jordan, he was the Human Torch, and now he's fucking Killmonger, and same thing with Chris Evans. He was fucking also the
But
Human.
those were not MCU related, though. He's
That,
already been in the MCU as Iron Man. So how is this going to go in terms of story with him being Doctor Doom? I've heard folks saying, I don't want, Spider-Man to look at Doctor Doom thinking he's Tony Stark. They're not emotionally prepared for that.
fair. I don't. I don't know. I'm gonna give it. I'm going to just have an open view about it. That's just me. I don't know. I first of all, the reveal is very wrestler like. I don't want anybody to talk shit about wrestling ever fucking again. Because the way they popped off on that, you would have thought we was at a wrestling event. So,
That don't work on those. Sorry, not talking to y'all.
what do you think, B? Or do you care?
I didn't even see this thing, so I'm I'm looking, just scrolling forward. I, to be honest, looking at it so far, I think it's gonna be good. I think that his face shape matches that character. Um,
Mhm.
and honestly, I feel like he can play. This looks like a villain type character.
It is a villain.
He seems like he could play that role really well. Like when you look at his face, like I think he could really do it. Like even though he made us fall in love with him as Iron Man, I really
And
believe he
then
could play this
the other
role.
thing that's interesting to me is, to my knowledge, at least in everything I personally remember seeing Robert Downey Jr. in, he's never played the antagonist in anything. At least
Tec-
nothing that I've seen him in.
Mm.
Technically, there was one, but it was like a comedy, and he was in there as a comedy. So not something I thought it was something else.
So wait, is he gonna be playing with what's the name of that guy? The one that ended up getting the that's what Megan Good. Because this commercial is showing them two together playing in this movie. Like
Say it again, B.
Who?
this like trailer I'm watching, it shows them like two together. Like the guy that's with Megan Good right now. What's his, I don't remember his name. So. The one that was on Creed, not
Jonathan Majors.
movie. Yeah.
Jonathan Majors.
This commercial is showing them two, like I guess their storyline kind of connects or something.
Oh, I think they killed off. Uh, oh, I hear myself in the background. I don't know who that is. But I think yeah, I think they killed off Kane, and they just said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna go with Doctor Doom." And I think that's what's going to happen. Like Kane was supposed to be the big boss, but because of that controversy that he didn't do, and
Yeah, that whole situation was
Wait,
bullshit. What they did
wait.
to
So
Jonathan Majors.
you let me tell you, when you said they killed off Kane, I wasn't thinking you were talking about Jonathan Majors. I don't know why I was thinking of I don't know. Like what's his name? The guy Thor's family or the guy that be playing opposite of Thor? I
You're thinking Tom Hiddleston, Loki.
Yeah, I was thinking that, and I was just like, "Oh, that's good that they didn't at least kill Jonathan Majors. They still giving him a job or something." But clearly not. I am not on it today. These names and these characters, are
Wow.
just, like I am. I'm like, yo, y'all giving too many people
You should
names. Y'all need to give
you should be
characters.
ashamed of yourself, honestly.
It's like, see, the thing is, I'm not. I didn't major in video and film and all that. I just watch a movie, and I be excited, and then a few months go by, I don't see the movie, I forget about them. And then like these actors' names, like I know a few, but I don't know all of them. Like I know Megan Good. Jonathan Majors, I really don't like him, so I don't think his name like it's something that's gonna be registered in my brain. Um, Taraji, I know her. I know. Um, yeah, I know a few. But y'all who like really watch and study and like pay attention to film and like really be in tune with it, y'all got it.
I mean, if I like something, I want to know who's in it because I want to see, further work from this individual.
Yeah.
right, right. I
You
don't know.
know,
I'm interested, but that won't come out till some time. They still got to go through this next phase, which everybody's been hating. So, any last word before
But
we
they
move on?
upset with him
it's a
playing?
transitional.
It's 50-50. It's 50-50. Most people are upset, and then other people's like, huh, interesting. That's kind of like where a majority of the masses is just like, huh, interesting. Because I know I said that too. So,
Again, I just want to see where they go with it.
exactly. So, all right. on to our next project. Then maybe might be our final topic. So um, I had to find. No, I'm fucking myself up. Here we go. I'm gonna just play this. I'm gonna just play this video. This one to I don't know if y'all heard of the rapper. I think this is not Dream Doll. Is it Cast? Yeah, it's Dream Doll. It's Dream Doll, and she's talking about going back to her natural body. So I'm gonna just play this. Let me know if y'all can hear it or not. So
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got
Ah,
I did a butt reduction.
Oh,
So
how'd you do that? What?
lipo, just lipo in your butt.
What? They just take it all out.
They just lipo it,
Oh,
but it's a process. It's levels. I feel like natural bodies are more in slim, more slim, thick. I feel like that is like what's in right now.
but this is. But then, so naturally, are you more? You're slim,
Yeah,
thick, right? But
Nasata, no ass at all.
that's me.
That's
That
always
is
me.
me. That I was gonna say that was me. That
I
is
wish I could
me.
have like a cup back, like so bad, but it's just
But why though?
cause I miss little boobs. They be hurting your back and stuff, but also it's just like nothing fits.
Oh,
Like all my
okay.
stuff has to be custom tailored. Any jean got to
Right.
be taken in. It's a lot of maintenance. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired, and I'm tired of seeing it. If I would have knew what I knew now, I would have never done
So, guys, I really want to.
that's basically it. And then there's a lot of more. Uh, you've seen a lot more female stars going to the more skinnier look, the more natural look. And so, do y'all think this BBL phase is over and done with, or no?
no, no.
You don't think so?
I think the problem is they realize they're not special no more. And so now they feel like it's over with. Because back then, let's be honest, it was only like the girls who could afford it was getting it. Or not even getting it because to be honest, it's either you're a stripper, a prostitute, um, a dancer, or some dude was, paying for it. But now, let's be honest, just it be random girls, like normal body girls, like girl, you have zero reason to need a BBL. Like you be inside your house. Why did you go get a BBL? Because they want to be flown out. They want to be, they feel like, oh, if I get a BBL, because all the girls who's getting flown out, guess what they look like? A BBL. So I guess now she feels like, like you're not special. Everybody and their mama has the same look like you. Um, you look like this. Your friends look like
Uh,
this. Random girls around the street look like this. The same thing with
be
the
you
men.
there? Sound like you was cut off.
You're not the only. Oh,
I hear her talking, sort of like she was. Her volume just sounded mad low.
oh, I'm sorry. Smoke. No, I was saying, 'cause it's the same thing with lashes. How they used to like, it was always or the brows. It was only the girls who could had it. But now everybody go gets their brows microbladed. And so all of a sudden microblading brows is not a thing no more. Or they get these like false lashes. And now it's like, well, everybody has those. Everybody can afford those. Everybody and their mama's doing them. So it's like, oh, you're not that special no more. So now all of a sudden it's like, well, I rather like I'm so over looking at it. I'd rather go back to my old body. You wasn't tired when it was only you and a few people that had it. Now that the the girls you wasn't expecting to have it is having it and they're also getting flown out, they're also going to Dubai and getting shitted on. Um it's like
Wow.
you
Sorry.
feel some type of way all of a sudden. Like, girl, I don't think BBL is gonna ever die. You know why? Because these niggas is still buying. They flying the same BBLs out. They not. It's very few girls who have these natural bodies that's not celebrities that like you see on social media being flown out. So as long as you keep seeing BBL, Drizzy, and like I'm saying, like how he made his song and he says he done took a lot of girls to go get their body done. Like he says that in the song. That's why they call him BBL Drizzy, I guess. I'm like, as long as these girls keep getting these guys that's willing to, put the 5 racks, 10 racks, 20 racks to get their body done, like you can't be mad. You gave them the blueprint. They took it and ran with it, and now you feeling some type of way. And you talking about, oh, it's so played out. It's not.
You made it mainstream. That's the problem.
Mhm.
They made it mainstream.
And it's too many. It's too many of them that look the same, so she don't feel special. Like, oh, like she want to get a like. How long girls been screaming that big boobs is tearing up their back? Oh my gosh, they got so many back problems. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired of these boobs. And then all of a sudden now, oh, it hurts my back. Girl, them big old H cup baddies used to been screaming to the top of their lungs how much them big boobs are tearing their back up.
Dion, you got anything to say?
I mean, that's it. There's nothing else to say to that.
I will say I'm going to say this. I said because I think B touched on a lot of points. So I'm just going to say it seems like you're just trying to follow a trend. Right? If they're not having, if you think that they're going for more natural bodies, that you're just going to get a natural body. I feel like you're not doing this because you want to. I feel like you're doing it just to stay relevant, even though I've never listened to your music.
I
You
didn't know who
know,
the bitch was.
that sometimes I feel out the loop, but um, I'm pretty sure somebody could tell you about it. But I've always thought BBLs look bad, so even then, it's just like they look like horses as or some shit like that. That should be so stiff or some shit. Like they look like little horses ass, depending on when and where you get them. Because for something that is the most dangerous procedure, one of the most dangerous procedures I have, y'all sure like getting them a lot. So if it does, I'll be happy to see it go because there was no reason a lawyer needs a BBL.
Exactly. None.
But she was also like that. But you know, teachers all. I hope that me
Or
personally.
these nurses. There's no reason for a nurse to have a BBL. Like you be seeing them in they scrubs. Like first of all, you already got all these tight pants, but then you got this BBL booty with these tight pants. Like, girl, what are you trying to do? You trying to take them to their last breath or what? Like, what's going on? Like, or teachers, like, why do you need a BBL? Like, is you trying to
Because
pick
it's
up
the
the
only way the
principal?
male students will listen to her.
But don't get me wrong, Dream Doll have been, you know, I think like a while back, long time ago, probably some years ago, she did remove some of her butt, but I felt bad. I felt like she removed some of her butt, but then I felt like she put some back, like
Some
that
years
whole
ago. How
time.
long has this broad been around? Because I've never seen him before.
Yeah, so like remember the time when what's her name, K Michelle had that whole situation where because she had got that them shots, and K Michelle had to get rid of like a portion of her booty.
Oh yeah. I think I've heard or read something about her getting sick.
Yeah. So then I think Dream Doll was also removing some of her butt, like, but she's always had a BBL. Like she's had the injections, not like a butt shots, but she went through the BBL era. And so, but she was also removing, but it's like, girl, but then her
Well,
butt
hold
got
on.
bigger
Well, no,
again.
I'm not talking about that. I don't care about her fake ass or lack thereof. How long is she? What does she do first of all? Because again, I never seen the bitch before.
So Dream Doll started off, she used to be a bartender. She was a bartender,
That's a
making
Uh,
more monies than the strippers, because you know bartenders in New York, they be damn near topless too. Then she went on Bad Girls Club, and she
okay, I'm
acted
not
a plump
interested no more.
girl. So then she went from Bad Girls Club, and
All
then she
right, I'm
went
not
back
interested no
to
more.
Wait. So then she went back to New York with that. Then she started a rap career. So she's also a rapper, and she like the song "Talk to Me Nice." That's her song. She does. She has songs with a bunch of artists. Like, and she was on Love and Hip Hop, whatever season it was.
Uh, okay, all right. So she ain't nothing but a little reality show bitch, basically.
Well, that's about 95% of the girls in reality. Like girls that became famous, a lot of them are from reality, or they're like musicians or ex strippers, or or make porn. It's like
Yeah,
very
the
rare
only
to
thing
find.
I recall hearing that "Talk to Me Nice" song and thinking it was trash and not caring about who made it.
It's very rare to find a female that becomes a celebrity from like business wise, like that a lot of people know them because they're really great in business, or they did this, or they did something that was like whoa, like it's very rare. Like it's slim to find a female become a celebrity from that standpoint, and it ain't have nothing to do with somebody else. Where guys, they can become a celebrity because you know it's just them. Like, it's either their music, or they look that good. These girls be thirsty, or they went to prison and they mugshot just looks that great. Like,
damn. Was that be going in tonight? Be going in
I mean,
tonight.
she ain't wrong.
She not wrong. She definitely going in tonight. She going in. As a man that never likes BBLs or Brazilian butt lifts because the way y'all be getting it, y'all just want the extra big old ass, and then y'all strings be like small as shit, and then y'all look like ants. I remember when someone Walker's friend. I remember when someone Walker's friend got the BBL, and she looked fucking ridiculous with, it. And it's just a lot to me. I just like unless you have the money and time for that, you're going to go break it down. Okay. Um. Shit. Any last words before we move on to our final thoughts? I guess this is all we got to say about that. Words before it's now. On to our final thoughts. Dion is on you.
All right. So one thing I was talking about with you before we actually got on here, I have my eyes on something concerning the Olympics that you might find interesting. So the current record for the most gold medals won in in the Olympic wrestling event goes to, get this, the Soviet Union.
Mm.
And the United States, where they stand right now, they are literally only a handful of medals away from breaking that record. I believe they're six shy of the record, and it is doable during the active Olympic Games right now. So I figured that'd be a nice little tidbit of information, little tidbit of history.
Okay, all right. Is that your last words, Dion?
Uh huh.
Material life is on you.
Um, I don't have nothing. I didn't even watch the Olympics, but I've seen the clips, and I feel like they're having a great time between Flavor Flav and Snoop Dogg. They look like they're having the time of their life.
Oh, and I gotta start watching rugby because them girls was going at it.
Oh, that was the one where they was like fighting each other. I saw that clip. I was like, "Whoa, that's a little rough
I,
sport." Like I think one of them like threw the person out like completely threw them out. I was just like, Lord.
I don't think I saw them fighting, but oh shoot.
No, I think they were like one girl. She had like I think tried to grab something. She like literally fling the girl out, and it was just like, oh Lord, these girls out here vicious.
Mm, okay. Um, shit. Uh, you're done. You said you're done, right?
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Father done into the chat.
Later,
So
the motherfucker.
wait a
You
minute.
saw the message on the chat, so I don't know why you saying that.
Oh, I didn't see yours. Oh shit.
Let's put your input on where you can go down each one of these topics and then get his input, and then he can do his final.
Okay. Would you want me to do that for you, Father? Because I don't know if you was.
I mean, you ain't got a choice. Why are you asking me?
Like I said, I treat y'all as an integral part of this show. But okay. Just so you know, just to go through the topics. The first topic was about do you think Triple H is being racist? Because there was a lot of people feel like he's not um, doing black wrestlers justice, like Bobby Lashley, MVP, Tamina, and Bianca Belair. That was the.
Who the fuck said that?
There's been a lot of black wrestlers. I can show you some big pieces. They were
That was
called.
my reaction.
Okay,
They were calling
okay,
some
okay.
people.
Hold on. Let's check the tally list. Okay, those are four names. Okay, we got Javon Evans turning it up on fucking NXT, right? Trick Williams lost his championship, but he can get that shit back anyhow.
They
Fucking
do that.
Last Legend and Jakara Jackson just had a fucking championship match. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair are one of the most popular tag teams right now. So I don't know where the Bianca Belair shit is coming from. The shit with Becky Lynch happened like 1 or 2 years ago. She's more
Like
than
two or
recovered
three.
since then. She's still undefeated at WrestleMania to this day. So I don't know what they were talking about when they put Bianca Belair's name in there. She even has her own fucking TV show with her fucking husband, and she was just at a premiere. So what? Also, things happen. People don't really be utilized in the way that they do. It happens at every motherfucking company. Bobby Lashley and MVP at one point were the top dogs in fucking WWE. Now that time is over. It's time to motherfucking move on. Right? I wish Bobby Lashley was still in there, but Bobby Lashley can still do great things outside of the WWE, and that's where he's gonna end up. On top of that, not only do you have that, right? Street Profits are still going strong with B-Fab. Shout out to her. She has an amazing career ahead of her. I hope she keeps going. Yeah, like bro, I don't.
Me and Yam and Jada. What was the one at NXT? Jada Parker, and me and Yam.
And Jada Parker out here putting
Match.
on classics for real.
Yeah, like what are they talking about? When did this
I
come
think
back to Triple H?
I think they forgot that before Jay Carter and Bianca had like a 3-year run where she was like in 3 WrestleManias.
She's
And won
undefeated.
every match.
She's won every match at WrestleMania. No one has beaten her yet.
Yeah,
So
I think
what are they talking about?
I don't know. I guess they don't like the fact that she's in this tag team with Jay Cargill.
Well, I
But
guess they don't watch fucking wrestling either because niggas be in tag teams.
Not to mention they and Ray, you said this earlier. They're still building Jade for whatever they have in store for her.
yeah,
She's not even at her peak yet.
right. I said that.
So, like, bro, sometimes like niggas that watch wrestling just have way too much motherfucking opinions because they don't really be watching the shit. They just watch what they like and then neglect all the other shit. And then once the shit they don't like is being showcased, then they complain. They do this shit all the motherfucking time. Let me tell you something. I ain't got time for these undesirables, okay? Most of them niggas that be talking about that shit don't even be watching wrestling long enough or watch wrestling competently enough to even have conversations with a lot of us. That's why they be complaining. But the niggas that actually watch wrestling, we have discussions, we have debates, we have healthy dialogues about the shit that we saw. If we don't like something, we're usually in agreement. If we really like something, we're usually in agreement. But when we're torn about two different things, there's a healthy motherfucking discussion. The rest of them motherfucking undesirables ain't got shit to do with me or Triple H. Triple H ain't no motherfucking racist. Them niggas are just mad because they favorite black people ain't there no more. Next.
I hear you. I said that. And I also said that I just think Triple H also want to push his people as well, like the Garganos and the Ciampas
And that doesn't take away from anybody. You feel what I'm saying? Just because your favorite tag team made the tag team champions don't mean that they're not going to be the tag team champions in the future. It just means that right now there's a tag team champions. And bro, like sometimes
Let
champions
me
aren't even the best merch sellers. You know what I'm saying?
let
Like,
me add on to that. Let me add on to that, Spada. One of the most popular tag teams ever never held the tag team titles. Guess what I'm talking about?
who are you
Enzo and
talking about?
Cass.
Oh, those two.
Macho Man and Hulk Hogan, the Mega Powers. They never held a tag team title.
Them
But
two.
people loved them. People loved them together. Mind you, they hated each other in real life, but that's a separate story for another conversation.
Because Hulk Hogan is a big ass punk. R.I.P.
Be a
Macho
man,
Man.
Hulk. Be a man.
That fucking this album he did towards Hulk Hogan was hilarious.
Yeah, it is a hilarious album.
I don't know what's funnier, the fact that he went out his way to do a bunch of diss records about Hulk Hogan, or the fact that they were actually good.
Because Hulk Hogan is a great big punk.
Oh no, Hulk Hogan gonna have to hold that for the rest of his life. That's the funniest part. I don't even think those are funny, but the fact that Hulk Hogan has to physically sit there in his old decrepit age and hear Macho Man Randy Savage from the grave tell him that he's a big ass punk is poetry to me.
Okay. All right. The next one. How familiar are you with Star Wars? In the Star
I
Wars
haven't
world.
seen the modern movies.
Okay. Have you seen the modern shows like The Acolyte, right?
Nope.
Okay. Long story short, you know who Amanda Stenberg is, the girl that played Rue in Hunger Games?
Sure.
Okay. She's in a show called The Acolyte, and A lot of people does like the show. It has like a 14% rating on Rotten Tomatoes for the audience rating, and she basically doubled down and blamed toxic fans of basically ruining her show instead of saying basically the writing is bad, the show is bad, and everything about it is just either contradictory or very wishy washy. It's like, do you have an opinion about that?
I mean, she getting dragged, right?
Yeah, she's getting dragged.
Then that's enough for me. Next.
Okay. How do you feel about Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom?
I just want that nigga to do a foot dive. That's all I ask. I just want one fucking foot dive. I swear to, that's all I want. I don't care what they do with him. I don't care if he dies. I just want a foot dive. Just give me a foot dive and I'm happy.
Foot dive.
You don't even have to do the foot dive. Just give me one. Just one. And I want it straight in somebody's chest.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, I mean, I think it's cool. We'll see what happens. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, they could do a lot of things with it. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope that is something that got us excited because they did a really good job with like the whole Infinity War and Endgame shit. That was like cinema history. You feeling what I'm saying? Like a lot of people came out for that. A lot of people still have memories about that. So I just hope they keep it going with that. But we'll see.
Okay. And the last thing we talked about is do you feel like I showed a video of one of the rappers, Dream Doll, and she was talking about trying to go back to her natural bodies because she feel like natural bodies are more or less in now, and then everybody's losing weight. And I did mention this earlier, but now like Cola Ray, she made these tweets like everybody want to be skinny now, and like 5 years ago, y'all was making fun of her, Cola Ray, for being skinny as fuck. So the question of that was, do you feel like the BBL phase is over?
All right.
Hey, real quick. Real quick. To be fair, I was never making fun of Coyle Ray because she was skinny. I was making fun of Coyle Ray because her father is Benzino.
I mean, Coyle Ray a goofball anyway, so I say that in the most positive way because she looks like someone you got fun with.
Because her daddy's a goofball in a bad way.
Yeah, he ain't got no neck. That's why. But yeah, go ahead, Father.
Do I think I don't think the BBL is going anywhere. Notice it's a fucking pendulum, right? When it's black people, when it's black women and them doing it, it's not as many white women doing it. And then when there's a lot of white women doing it, it's not as many black women doing it. That's what the fuck I noticed. Because there was a fucking time where there was white women getting all the motherfucking BBLs. You feel what I'm saying? Because they noticed that, the ones with all the shape was the ones that's winning. But, back in the day, the slim girls was winning too. You know what I'm saying? If you watch like a lot of them music videos back in the day, it was a lot of them slim joints. You know what I'm saying? So like it's it varies with time. It just the culture is gonna be is gonna adapt to what's cool. But like to be honest, I think all body sizes are kind of like celebrated. You got dudes that like the slim joints, you got dudes that like the curvy joints, you got dudes that are the BBW slayers. You know what I'm saying? Like we got them, we got dudes that like the older women. Like bro, we like niggas is eating right now. I'm not even gonna hold you, BBL or not. Niggas is eating. But what I will also say is that you got to be careful with like topics like this because like when it comes to insecurities, especially like when it comes to women and their insecurities with looks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a trend or a phase really ends. I just think it falls asleep and then it wakes back up after a certain time. So you're just gonna have to see when the next phase of BBLs is gonna come and who's the people that's gonna be doing the BBLs, and not only just that, but who's doing the BBLs. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people like
it's
to
gonna
chop.
be the Asian girls next.
I mean, nah, I can't say I can't say it's gonna be the Asian girls next because number one, Asians don't really fucking like they don't really like that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Shake
they
petite.
like them slim. You know what I'm saying? They're very
Shake.
old school. So you feel me? So it's like they like him slim, bitty, you know what I'm saying? And like thick Asians, like they're only really celebrated here in the West. But like if they did that shit back at home, you're fucking fat. Go fucking lose weight, you fatty. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna be getting. So Asian women, I'm taking them out of the BBL poll unless they're like born in the US or something.
Yeah,
You know,
there's a Twitch follower that I follow. Her name is like K Simi, but it's just pronounced Kimmy, and she's Asian. And if you look at her, you would think, okay, she's very a skinny petite person. But if she goes to Hong Kong, she's considered thick out there. Yeah, so they're out there petite shit over there. So
but yeah, I mean, no disrespect if you into that BBL stuff like that, but there's a lot of better ways to, deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas just don't they just want to do it the fast way. I got money, you know what I'm saying? Let me spend it. But then again, it's also a health risk because if you don't pick the right one, you're gonna get washed.
right. I just never understood why regular people was doing it. But I also alluded it to, a lot of people say music video vixens. I more or less alluded to porn stars because like porn stars is really the ones with the fat asses and the small bodies, but like the real big asses, like the Cherokee D asses and the Pinkies of the world, is like a lot of people and like during that time, a lot of dudes was watching porn. And if you was a black man that watched porn, I guarantee you the first porn star will pop out your name was either Pinky, Cherokee, or Cherokee Diaz.
Mine was Jada Fire. That's my baby.
Jada Fire is another one, but she
But
was
that's
skinnier.
For me, it was Vanessa Blue and Roxy Reynolds.
Roxy Reynolds is my top two. So, but yeah, Pink. But I know a lot of people love Pinky to the point where Pinky, like now, she's like a big toe, and yet people off the name alone. I told you people off of the name alone that still would like. They still say I still smash Pinky just because off of the name alone. So and like she's even like when she directs her own adult films. She gets BBW models with like BBLs and fast. So I think I always thought people kind of alluded to that too. So, yeah. So I mean, yeah, that was it. Yeah, I think we went through. I think we went through everything.
okay.
So, do you have any other final thoughts before?
Do I have any final thoughts? Hmm. Mm, nah, not really. I don't really have anybody I want to cuss out. Everyone's been behaving. I don't have anything to rant about. Wrestling was good today. Wrestling was good to yesterday. SummerSlam is this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Otakon is also this weekend. I might go. We'll see. Um, yeah.
It's funny you say I have no one to curse out because I do on my
Oh
phone.
God.
Y'all heard? I don't know if y'all heard me mention a particular coon, one particular coon that just like he. Let's just say I want a girl as loyal as this man is loyal to his cooning. Like I would love a girl that's loyal to me as this man is loyal to this cooning. So have y'all heard about the incident where I think it happened in Florida, but a man he was being handcuffed and the cops just straight punched him in the face.
I saw that.
Okay, good. So, with that being said, our father, a particular well-known coon of ours,
Mhm.
guess who he defended in that situation?
The pigs.
Yes,
Oh God.
right. And so, and he wants to say that the guy was resisting, which he kind of wasn't. And even then, it didn't garner him getting punched in the face, which everybody could see. It's just like you can't be like you're a grown ass man. You're a fucking cop. You can't control your attitude because the guy asked, "What did I do?" And it shouldn't have garnered him getting punched in the face like that. And you can tell, like, if he wasn't being arrested by the cops, he'd have definitely handled that motherfucker that punched him in the face. So if you're looking at the screen right now, this is the particular clone that I'm talking about. His name is Kelvin J. And yes, I'm airing it out. And he is a Trump supporter. He man loves Jesse Lee Peterson, and like he's everything that a black conservative motherfucker would. So I told like because as I said, he was uh on the side of the cops, and I said that's not what happened because he was like, oh, the guy resisted, and like he was doing too much doing the resistance, and I said that's not what happened. He punched him square in the face when he asked, "What did I do?" That doesn't garner a punch in the face. So he responded to my shit. So I was saying this.
So a lot of people are saying how the cop punching dude in the face was not warranted, right? So what if they gave you the option though? So what if they gave you a list of the use of force module of what they can use? So say if they said, "Sir, would you like me to OC spray you? Would you like me to baton or baton hit you? Or would you like me to wrestle with you? Or a quick punch to the to the side of the face?" I guarantee you, most people gonna want the punch to the face over OC spray and over a ass baton. If you never been OC sprayed or hit with an ass baton or understand what those two things can do, I can assure you it's much worse than getting a quick punch to the side of the face. You know what I'm saying? That ass baton gonna beat your bones up, boy. I'm talking lumps, shattered fractures, all kind of damage you can get from the way we train with the aspeton. The aspeton, we could strike you in your collarbone. We could shatter your collarbone with the aspeton. You could do a lot of damage with an aspeton. You know, so I just think it's funny how people so focused on the fact that the cop did this punch to gain compliance from this guy. But the dude's not complying. If he comply, he won't get anything. He won't get no punch. He won't get no wrestling. He won't get no ass baton, no OC, nothing. If you don't comply, you get stuff. So y'all would be complaining even if he did use the proper tools he's supposed to use. Y'all still.
This nigga is full of shit because number one, not only was the nigga complying, he was in handcuffs. He couldn't defend himself. Number two, his point about him asking whether what the person wanted and y'all's gonna be mad either way is irrelevant because of the fact that it was filmed because the guy was fucking punched in the face. So all your other hypotheticals are irrelevant. You just sitting there with motherfucking crumbs all over your motherfucking lips trying to fucking beg for more butter biscuits from your massa, you golden brown bastard.
I want
I was gonna say this nigga head like a potato.
he got an egghead. I already told him that. He looked like that one Looney Tunes character with the fucking that used to hang around Follow and Leghorn. That's what the fuck he looked like. That's
The fucking rooster.
not
I
the
am
rooster.
the
It's like
Eggman.
it's
That's
the
what I am.
little yellow chicken that hung around Follow and Leghorn. And
I am the Eggman. I got the master plan.
I am the egg man. But ladies and gentlemen, I've been dealing with this coon for like the longest, and like I said, it's I will say this: I would love a woman to be as loyal to me. Well, maybe not that loyal, but let's just say like I want a woman that's dedicated to me and she's dedicated to Conan. Because even though he's in the wrong, you're still trying to justify it. The guy wasn't resisting. Like he even then he had his hands behind his back. He asked, "What did I do?" And I'm pretty sure they arrested him without telling him what he did, because I don't know if they're allowed to do that anymore. But I'm pretty sure when you're being arrested, you're supposed to tell them what are you being detained for. He asked, "What did I do?" And he get punched in the face. Like he wasn't wrestling with him, he wasn't fighting with him, he wasn't doing nothing. He was getting arrested. He was like, you already got him in custody. What was the point of fight? What was the point of punching him in the face? Which what everybody was saying. Why did you punch the guy in the face? And then come the fact that you're going to give me is like, what if he gave you options or I could punch you in the face? Why are you doing this when I'm asking you a question? Like, you just want to get sued. It's like you just want, like, anybody will tell you, like, obviously no one wants to get hit, but no one is really he's not really doing nothing for him to get struck like that either. So why are you just defending the cops and talking about complying? And I hate when people say that, because I do this all the time. You know who did comply? Philando Castile. You know what happened to him? Got shot. You know,
Bro, nah, that one where the dude was kneeling with his hands up high, telling them he's not armed and was shot anyway. That one still gets me.
Oh, he defended that. He defended the cops on that one too. I
Well,
want
of
people
course he fucking did.
and that one really pissed me off because it was like, for those who don't know, there was an autistic boy in the middle of the street, and the caretaker was basically there because they had their guns pointed at him. And honestly, you could see the little kid is in the middle of the street with a fucking toy truck, and they had guns pointed at him. I don't know why. That was the first thing that just bothered. So the man, he stood in the middle of the street with his hands up, and he said, "The kid is not armed. He is autistic. He is playing in the middle of the street. He doesn't have no guns." While doing this with his hands up, the cops shot him anyway.
And then when they asked him, he was like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Ooh, nigga. Oh, this shit boils my blood.
And these are the people, first of all, these people shouldn't belong on a fucking force. Because if you was doing what you're supposed to do, you wouldn't be in this position. And second of all, and also, I want you to know the man with the lady that got shot last week. Sabrina, I think her name is Sabrina, right? I'm sorry if I forgot her name. I really am. I'm doing her such an injustice. I'm sorry. But the lady that got shot last week, he defended the cops. Not only that, he tried to slow down the footage to try to justify the cops for shooting her in the fucking face. And it's just like, to me and Black America, I'm talking, I swear to God, I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican, but when you are trying to defend somebody that is in the wrong, and we need to get rid. I don't want to say get rid of these people. We need to put people like this away to where they can't, because they're just as much as a danger to us as the cops are.
All right, Ray. Let me, as Dr. Umar said, some of them need to go to sleep for good.
Exactly. Okay, we'll go with that. this is like, to me, these are the people, and these are the people that I feel like that fucking hold us back. I really feel that way, and we have them on both sides, but it's very prevalent on. I think it's very prevalent on the Republican side, especially when we know, like, cops, you're there to protect us. The same reason why the lady last week that got shot, she was the one that called the cops because she felt unprotected. And yeah,
her name is Sonia Massey, by the way. Sonia.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just think Mortal Kombat, Sonya.
Yeah, thank you. And I apologize to the family. I really, because I'm trying to do it. I'm really trying to do it justice, but that would piss me off as well. It's just like you're the one with the guns. Why do you fear for your life? And this is the shit that black people have been saying all the time. You're the ones with the guns. You're the ones with the weapons. Why is an unarmed black man making you fear for your life? Why is it that we have to tell people these stories and it's on camera and it's actually happening, and then you're still trying to justify the cop side? Well, maybe maybe you could have just no. The cop is in the wrong. The cops is in the wrong. He needs to be punished as because he was in the wrong. There's no reason to justify this. And the more you keep doing this, the more people are just going to be mad. And this is why black people have this type of turmoil with the fucking cops. We're not pulling this out of our asses. We're literally showing you this on camera now. It's not even, and yet y'all still trying to make us look crazy. I cannot stand people. I really can't stand people like this because they really, really hold us back. And I feel like before we and I hate to say this. I hate to say it because this is an extreme. But I'm with the Haitians, I think the Haitians when the Haitians did it or with some others did it, it's like anybody that was against them, they fucking killed them because they knew that they was be the ones to protect.
And
It
you
was
know
something.
what, Ray? And you know what, Ray? The
What?
ones where they killed them niggas were the successful ones. It's
Yes.
a sad fact, but remember, Nat Turner, when he held the largest slave revolt in America, the only reason why he got caught was because of coons.
Right.
You feeling what I'm saying? What's it called? There were informants in the Black Panther Party. There were
Right.
informants in the Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
These coons are fucking dangerous, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the Haitian Revolution, the very first thing they did was kill the coons. That's the
Yes.
very first thing they did. They're like, anyone who's on that coon shit is gone. You're joining them. Like you're gone. No motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? No nothing. Like you're just gone. And it was successful as a result. So
Harriet Tubman also if you was against Harriet Tubman, she
she
shoot
shot
you with it.
shot her own husband.
Shot her own husband. Harriet Tubman was a fucking gangster from Maryland. She did not play. All right. Shout out to the Haitian Revolution.
And shout out to the Akan people because that's where Harriet Tubman's mother descended from. Us. That's our ancestor.
right. And like I said, I don't want to get to that point because it is an extreme, and I feel
Yeah.
like we shouldn't have to get to that shit. But at the same time, in the words of Chris Rock, I'm not saying you should have killed him, but I understand.
I'm not condoning it, but I understand.
I'm not condoning it, but I understand. I want look, I want I want people to just think logically. That's all I really want. That's all. Um, that's it for tonight's podcast. I would like to thank all of y'all for joining in as usual. I would like to thank all of y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is you know what? Let me just say podcast and we're signing out. Peace.
Deuces.